Hey, good morning. This is another Black City Coffee video. I am Meg, and in this video, it's gonna be a little different. I wanted to take you through the process, sort of be like a vlog series, documentary series of upgrading our roaster. So today, excitedly, we have sold our hot top, the beautiful hot top, the awesome hot top that got us to this point. My journey into roasting started when my husband said, hey, why don't you roast your own coffee? And I was like, that's not possible. And then boom, a hot top showed up at my door. And from then on, I started to just digest everything that I could at the time, start roasting. And it was a great excuse to get into something that I already loved. I always loved coffee before roasting coffee, drank coffee every single day since I was probably 14, 15 years old. And now I was finding myself roasting coffee, and we have a business where we deliver images to them, and as a thank you we give them a little bit of 4 ounces of coffee. So I thought, hey, this is a good way to give something that is full of a lot of heart and a lot of meaning, means a lot to us, and say thank you to our clients and our other business. From there, it actually turned into something even better, which is, hey, we're actually selling coffee. I think this could be something that we could do in the far away future, where we're not at the service of people anymore, per se, like where you have to show up, like, and you have to trade time for dollars sort of thing. So I was like, you know, kind of at odds with it. When do we upgrade? When do we do this? And cost was at first not an issue, and then became a very big issue, as you know, we still want to be responsible with what we're spending. But fortunately at this stage, like, we have the opportunity to only be roasting on the hot top for, I'd say, 5 months or so. I've made a number of videos about it. I'm taking you through my process. If you want to know how I personally roasted on the hot top, there are many ways, but how I personally do it can be found with a step-by-step tutorial at blackcitycoffee.com. It's in a blog post. So now we find ourselves here, September 26, 2019. I've already put in the order for a Mill City 1 kilo roaster, and that's what we're upgrading to. So I wanted to share with you guys how it went from actually saying yes to Mill City 1 kilo roaster, why we picked 1 kilo. And go from there and just sort of like document the process. So I'm at my desk right now, and I'll show you how it really went down. It was literally maybe about a month of going back and forth on when we were going to buy it, but we were certainly always thinking about what the next roaster was going to be after the hot top. Because once I fell in love with it and I was able to show my husband how much I loved it and how knowledgeable I was getting about it, he could see my passion and was ready to put forward some real money behind it, put forward some of the money that we had saved in our primary business. Something that we really didn't account for was the pressure of, is this going to turn into a business? How and when? And how is that going to affect us? So something turning into a business when you're already running a business is complicated, or we made it complicated, I should say. I won't speak for everybody, but in our case it became very complicated discussion. So I would say when you're about to make a large purchase like this, you know, have all the conversations, get all the things out that you need to talk about, until you can feel guilt-free and very good about making this type of purchase, if it's not for your primary business, like, because we're not really going to be doing that. I mean, that's something that's always there for sure, just as entrepreneurs, but I think what's going to encourage me and each other not to burn out so quickly on this potential business idea is to just take one step at a time. And I would say that with anything, just take one step at a time. If you take 2 steps at a time, you're most likely going to trip or forget something or lose sight of something. So me being like a quick start and very impulsive, and him as well, we have a tendency of forgetting that kind of thing. So we did not make this decision to upgrade lightly. Okay, so I want to just preface this whole thing with that, and I think that's important to say as well. So here we are at Mill City Roasters. The reason why we picked 1 kilo was I felt that you can roast, and how that translates into pounds is Mill City says that you can roast a full 1 kilo on this machine, whereas if you read in a lot of the literature, they always say like you should roast at least between 70, maybe 80, maybe 70, more likely 70% capacity of the drum's capacity to roast coffee. So they say, screw that, we have enough BTUs on this machine, like 20,000 BTUs, that's a lot of power behind this little machine, so that you don't have to compromise on the capacity of your batches. So I was like, sweet. And then as I kept sort of researching different companies between San Franciscan, what are some other companies that we looked at? Arizona Roasters, I believe it's called, or it's like, I think it's called Arizona Roasters or BC Roasters or something like that. It just made me feel more comfortable. So in terms of like choosing a company that you want to buy your roaster from and you're thinking about upgrading, you know, go with your gut. Like, just do the research, and all the questions that you have are good and valid, but you have to find out for yourself so you could tell yourself, okay, cool, I like them, you know, I like the way that they answer this question, or that they don't. Cool, you can kind of nix them from your list. I also had the opportunity to, probably about 2 weeks before I actually pressed order or checkout or whatever on the website for the 1 kilo, I had an opportunity to speak to Steve one-on-one over the phone, and he was just incredibly nice, down to earth, very proud, very passionate about what he does. I think one of the videos on YouTube, he sounds very disdainful, very like sarcastic, and I get that. I could see where that could come from, like if you dealt with too many dumbass comments on the internet. But when you speak to him personally, I just feel this oozing of passion and care and service that came from him, and I sense that right away. And I feel like I have a pretty good sense of people because I deal with people on a daily basis in our primary business. So I was like, cool, I get a good vibe from him. And then about 2 weeks later, when we finally, Kevin and I could agree upon everything having to do with the roaster, where it was gonna go, how it was gonna terminate smoke, blah, 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 blah. Then I was like, boom, let's get it. Let's go get it. So that's how that went down. And that whole thing of like, and even people not Steve, like I've talked to Adrian a couple of times. If you do order a roaster from her, I think she's in charge of sales. She's very caring, and she takes her time. She doesn't rush through the conversations that she needs to have with you. And I feel like their customer service is already, at this point, I haven't even got the roaster yet, has already been really satisfactory for me. So that's a big plus. You know, I want to feel like I'm being taken care of through the whole process. And once you receive your roaster, what happens is they send you an email, which I'll show you guys what they do after you order a roaster. And here's another cool tidbit about their customer service. It was like, I don't know, maybe 8 o'clock at night when I made the order. And then for some reason, I didn't realize I had made the order. So I was like, oh, I guess it didn't go through. And I made another order of another roaster, and boom, there you go. I got 2 orders of the same roaster. And I was like, oh shoot, I gotta cancel this real quick. So with them being in Minnesota, they were already closed. So I just left messages everywhere. I emailed like, hey, I'm sorry, like, I think I messed up. I think I made 2 separate orders. Please only charge me 1 time on my credit card. And then they got back to me super early in the morning, around 7 in the morning or maybe 8 in the morning, our time here in California, saying, hey, we got your message. I left a message on like Steve's phone. Everything's being taken care of. We only charge your card once, you know. So it was just like, it was cool. I could feel like I could trust them with even the mistakes that I made. Okay, so when you make your order, or when I made my order, I'll let you know what they did, which was, I thought was really cool, is they have this time-sensitive, a few last details email that they send you about a couple days later after you make your order. And it's a step-by-step thing of 6 steps. And they call you to verify with you on person your shipping address. They'll go through it here. The delivery method, the roaster color. I choose Black City, you know what I'm saying? Any add-ons that you want to do within your crate, because there's a certain number of things that you can actually add on to your order and you won't be charged extra shipping because you're already buying this big crate, so they could just put like a couple of smaller accessories in there and, you know, just try to help you out. They ask you about venting. If you're going to use their venting kit, which is an additional $1,000, we decided not to go with that. And we're going to, because it doesn't work out anyway. Like the way that I'm gonna have it is gonna be in the garage, and I wanted to be able to have the roaster on a workbench where I could wheel it out anywhere I want to, in case I needed to, right? Because I definitely wouldn't want to be roasting a lot of batches within the garage and not having any ventilation. And then the last thing is preparing to season your drum. So they have a video on this already. I've already watched it, which is seasoning your drum is when you receive a new drum. It's being manufactured in China. And then when it gets to you, it's still brand spanking new. So the drum inside has a lot of metal flakes or manufacturing dust and things like this. So when you season your drum, you're taking seasoning beans, which is like old stock or dead stock raw green beans, and you're roasting the hell out of that until like super dark stuff. That way you can burn off all of that gunk, metal flakes, dust, whatever, in those first couple like 5 batches. And they sell that on the site for like $23. You get 10 pounds of it, and then you throw all that stuff away, and then you're ready to actually roast consumable roasted coffee. And they even offer, they made a video on it already, and I have it almost like memorized in my mind, but I'm still going to schedule a Skype appointment with them, which they offer to take you through safety checks, take you through your first seasoning batch, and kind of just walk you through the machine. And I'm super excited to go do that. And they said that even that experience, when I talked to Adrienne, she said that even experienced roasters even schedule this appointment on Skype so they can walk through the roaster just to check all your bases. You know, when you're roasting coffee and you're dealing with heat and smoke and all kinds of things, no ego should be in the room with you. Just do all the things, you know, no need to say, oh, I got it. Like it's nice to have somebody kind of just walk you through it. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. And I just thought it was very good. It was very thorough to have that kind of email newsletter go out. And then again, a call with Adrienne to confirm everything. And good to know, black is most usually, the color black of the roaster is most usually in stock. So it's only, like on the website it says it'll take you maybe 3 to 4 months lead time, or what'd they say? I don't know, it seemed like a really long time, lead time for you to actually get your roaster. But for me, it was, they said by the time I made the order, they were like, okay, it's gonna be here at our factory in Minneapolis in about 2 weeks, and then maybe about another week for it to get to your doorstep. So I thought that was super quick. So I only have to close shop for like 3 weeks, max 4, because I'll be learning the roaster in that last week. And then I'll be opening up the store again and all that stuff. And I'm sure the people who are normally ordering from us will be like, hurry up. But yeah, so that's my process, I guess, through ordering through Mill City. I think it's awesome. I'm super excited. Like I said, we're selling the hot top today. I was saying goodbye to it as I was cleaning it yesterday for the buyer, and cleaning everything, every little thing, and it was pretty dirty. So I'm glad to say that I did a very thorough cleaning. And I was just saying thank you, and like just having a moment like with my roaster, because it was so kind of surreal. Like I didn't think I would be here, and I kind of think I keep saying that in these videos, like, cool, I didn't think I would be here. It's cool when you find something you're passionate about, you know, and to find it, like, not that I'm like dying or something, but like to find it at this stage is pretty awesome, because some people find it early and I'm like, that's super lucky. But yeah, now I found it now, and it's like, this is cool. It's really cool. So yeah, this is gonna be a new series, just documenting from the time we actually set up the roaster in the garage, maybe doing the first couple of batches and seeing what that workflow is like. And yeah, so we'll just be kind of documenting and hopefully answering some of your questions out there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.